Hey, what is up guys? It's the TheInfinityBreaker bringing you a brand new deck profile. This time it's going to be on my Majesty Lord Blaster. I have been slowly upgrading this deck. We did have a new promo recently come out, the Ordeal Dragon, which is another way of searching out our blaster cards. And it definitely helps improve the deck along with all the latest support we've gotten from the Divines era. So I wanted to just show off my build since it's been a while since I last showed it off. So let's get right on into it. We have our ride line right here. And I'm still playing the normal Blaster ride line. I got my Wingull all SP'd out. We do want to play Wingull because we can call it out with the Marin if we whiff on our Blaster search. Then we play our Little Sage Marin. It's going to let us check the top 7 cards for a Blaster unit, a grade 2 Blaster unit specifically. So we want to hopefully hit our Blaster Dark off of this. And then our Avatar, Blaster Blade. I got that nice SEC rarity. Love this card. You know, he is our Avatar of the deck. I still prefer using Blaster Blade in the ride deck over Blaster Dark because you can get the retire or the draw. I just feel like it's a little more consistent. With Blaster Dark, I would have to retire one of my rear guards, and I really don't want to do that, if I even have a rear guard to retire in the first place. And then to finish off, we have our Majesty Lord Blaster. So just the standard D-Series Blaster ride line. Anyway, let's get right on into the deck. I run 3 additional copies of Majesty Lord Blaster. Persona riding is definitely helpful in this deck. You do want to push for numbers because it can be a little hard. You're still going to get that extra 2,000 off of Blaster Blade and Blaster Dark along with the crit. And if you put Blaster Dark in that turn, you can get triple drive. So this guy going early game rush really puts pressure on your opponent because sometimes they can't guard the first grade 3 attack, so they have to take it. So it's just honestly really good. It's a good pusher. And we do have Blaster Blade the Vanguard coming out hopefully in the near future, which will definitely help push even more. But Majesty Lord is still one of the best grade 3s that we have. It's a really good... It's not as broken as the V-Series, but, you know, it's still really, really good. And it's also the only grade 3 I run in the deck. So, moving on to our next card, we run 3 more copies of our Boku no Bushing Blaster Blade. You need it for Majesty Lord. You want to be sending it and Blaster Dark to the Soul, and you can also kind of recycle them, so you do want to max out on the copies of it. Also, the retire really just does come in handy. You can normally get 2 cards off the field by using his skill and then moving him to Soul with Majesty Lord to get another retire. So yeah, you want to be maxing out on Blaster Blade. He's the Avatar. He is the Vanguard, the Avatar. So, and of course, we wouldn't be Majesty Lord Blaster without our original edgy Avatar, Do Not Steal, Blaster Dark. Once again, you want to run 4 copies of it. I don't really see myself using his retire too often, but what's nice about him is whenever one of your rear guards is retired, he'll gain 5k, and that's permanent even when you call him back out of the Soul. So he's good booster, good beater. I don't like to retire my own things, but if I call over something, then his skill is still going to pop off. So we love our original edgy Avatar, Do Not Steal. And our next grade 2 is going to be our 4 Knight of Inheritance Emmeline. Emmeline is still one of the best cards in this deck. Not only does she let you look at top 5 for a Blaster, but she also gains 5k whenever a Blaster unit attacks. So a lot of the time she's going to be gaining about 15k. And one of my favorite things to do is have 2 of her in the same column so that they can boost each other with your Cordelia to make a really, really strong column that's going to be hitting really hard. Emmeline is definitely the saving grace of this deck, and it would be hard to lower her copies. I know she's still kind of expensive, but she really makes the Blaster deck work, so you want to run 4 of her. Plus, her art is still one of my absolute favorite done for Keter Sanctuary. Yeah, it's just overall, like, beautiful. I'm also running 3 copies of Divine Sister Biscotti. So this is the Keter Cycler we went over in my Rosale video. This is basically the Spiral Cutie replacement. It's just really too good. We want some extra draw power in the deck, so discarding her during our ride phase, or, you know, placing her and guarding with her from hand gets you that extra draw. It also does work with Persona ride turns if you want to, like, check top 3 to get another unit. It's more surge and it's more draw power, so it's hard not to run the Cyclers. I know it can be hard to, like, make room for them, but I have the room in the deck, so I might as well play her. And now this is one we've been waiting for. So I am playing 3 copies of Wisdom of the Beginning. So I am playing a variation of Caterpillar in this deck. I'm not maxing out on the 4 Wisdom, the 4 Surgeon, and the 4 Teoful. I'm just playing the Wisdom and the Surgeon. Because Majesty Lord Blaster is a deck where you need to see your Blaster Blade and your Blaster Dark. You need these key pieces. You need all the draw power you can get, so that's why I'm playing it. It makes the deck way more consistent, and without it, it's hard to draw into those pieces, so it definitely does help. But that's all my grade 2s, so we're going to go into our grade 1s. I'm running my 3 Perfect Guard and my 1 Elementaria. Cool thing about this Perfect Guard is it definitely reminds me of Epona. If you guys remember the critical trigger or the Perfect Guard from the G Legend deck, it's a bringer, so, it kind of fits with the theme, so I wanted to add it in for nostalgia purposes, but yeah, we play our 4 Perfect Guards. And our 4 Knight of Old Fate Cordelia. This is how you get your extra attacks. So when Cordelia boosts Majesty Lord Blaster, when it's in the back row center, if your Vanguard is Majesty Lord Blaster, at the end of the battle this unit boosts, counterblast 1, and then you can call Blaster Blade or a Blaster Dark out from your soul, and you can call them to the same column. So it gives you an extra attack, but the best thing about her is when your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, all of your grade 2 rear guards gain boost. So that's going to help you push for higher numbers. That's why we really like to call the Emmeline's like 2 in the same column. It also helps when you call Blaster Blade and Blaster Dark to the same column because they can support one another. She's just really good. It kind of sucks that you have to basically wait until you have basically 2 copies of Blaster Blade and Blaster Dark in the soul, but she really is a saving grace of the deck. Just the fact that she can give units the ability to boost makes her really good. This is the card that your opponent's going to be retiring a lot of the time, so we do want to max out on her, and we want to see her as soon as we can. And because I'm playing 3 Wisdom, I am playing my 3 copies of Surgeon. Best boy. It wouldn't be a Royal Paladin deck without some dogs in it. So Surgeon is another card where it's yeah, you want to, it's draw power. It's going to help you find your pieces, which you really, really need for the Blaster deck. So, yeah, I am playing Caterpillar for this one. Not the full Caterpillar, but yeah, definitely have some of those pieces in there. He's just such a good boy. And to finish off, I'm running 2 copies of Ordeal Dragon. This is the newest Blaster card. This is the new promo. I was lucky to be able to get some of this. I had to trade for it, but it's really good. So, if you have Blaster Blade and Blaster Dark in your soul, he gains 5,000 power. So he's going to be a pretty nice 13k booster or attacker. At the end of the battle, he boosts an attack or he attacks. You move him to the soul, look at the top 7 cards of your deck, and add a card with Blaster in its name from among them to your hand. He searches not only just grade 2 blasters, but he can search any blaster, which comes in handy because you can now finally search your Persona targets, but you can also search your Blaster Blade and your Blaster Dark. I wanted to run more copies of this guy, but I think the 2 is fine. When we have Blaster Blade the Vanguard, whenever that card comes out, I'm going to want to run more of these. Probably at least 3. Just because the search power is really nice. It also builds soul, which, there's other cards we could play around with to take advantage of that. But he is really, really good just because he lets you check top 7. He's a searcher, and he can make himself a good attacker/booster. So, yeah. It's a really good card. I'm just really waiting for Blaster Blade the Vanguard. And to finish off with my grade 1s, I just run my 1 Topaz, 1 Cat for some shield, or for more search. This deck really needs the search, so I've said it time and time again, yeah, I really want to search and find my key pieces, so that's why I run it. It's just a 1 of. After all of that, we'll just move on to our triggers. I run 4 Vanilla Crit, and then 4 Effect Crit. I don't really use the Effect skill too often, but I want to run, max crits on this just because my Vanguard's already swinging for 2 crit, so I might as well, if there's a chance that they don't guard, or if I can break through that shield, push it up even higher, so that's why I just want to, really deal damage with this deck. I'm also playing just 4 vanilla heals. Like I said in my Raziel deck profile, I'm really iffy when it comes to the effect heals. It's personal preference, but the vanilla ones just seem to get the job done, plus I really like the art. And then I run 3 effect draw. You could run the front triggers for the shield, but like I said, I just really want to get to my key pieces, so that's why I run the draw. 10k shield isn't bad either, though. And then my last card is, of course, my overtrigger. I'm just running the Spiritual King of Aquatics. There are a lot of overtriggers that you guys could use. The yellow one is actually really, really good because it can break through shield, but I'm still just playing this one. This one's good because, you know, it gives an extra crit, and you can get a card from your drop zone back, so maybe you had to discard a blaster for riding or something. You can get that back, or a perfect guard, or a persona ride. Yeah, it's really the crit. I'm just wanting to put a lot of pressure on my opponent. You could try the yellow one, or this one. They're honestly, both are good options, but this is just what I'm playing right now, so it's getting the job done. But yeah, that is my Majesty Lord Blaster deck. I think it's pretty good. I definitely enjoy it. I don't think my camera's wanting to focus right there, but yeah, I definitely enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. It's very aggro, which is nice. I'm just waiting on Blaster Blade the Vanguard. I think we're all just waiting on Blaster Blade the Vanguard, so we'll see how the deck is after that. This deck really does need the search, though, because you want to be drawing to get into your key pieces just so you can go for game, but overall, it's a really fun deck. It's very nostalgic, and it's still one of my favorites. That's it, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. We're uploading quite a bit now, so stay tuned for future videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.